Over 26. This is
the Coca Podcast.
This is the Brunch Club.
Over 26. Welcome back to
The mics are closed.
Now, when you watch it, you'll understand.
What up, my name is Chaxy, the mastermind, your main guy, the Lord Chaxy, the brief from Mariah is around, the amazing masters around, the whole gang is around, episode 262, we are
My Cheque!
And it goes without saying, SANAIPEI TANDE is in the building!
Thank you.
Una glitter, una shine, you look
honestly.
really nice.
I try sometimes,
Literally and figuratively.
Hey, now make a figure.
Figuratively, yeah. Hey.
I feel him to mine.
When nikikusalimia ulikuwa unaangalia figure. Oh my god.
Ay. Kwani
All
sikuliangalia
of us are looking at the figure. What do you mean?
First of all, Mariah,
Sana
you should
ameuliza
not
na
show.
ameniuliza.
hiyo swali lazima tujibu wote. If there's a figure involved, we are all involved.
Please.
Yes. How does it feel umekuwa tu crush wa kila mtu for all these years?
Imagine.
Mimi ni crush yako.
Hey.
For real.
Hey. Unanitaka wapi later?
Si nitakushoni nini wewe sasa tunaongea hapa.
Sawa.
Tulia upangwe.
Atakutumia kwa heri. Tumie tu.
Swali imejibiwa. Nitakuaga tu kwa I don't know man. Si ati ni kitu nafikiria. You just move on with life. Msee amekwambia nakulike unasema ni fiti mazee. Asante sana tuna move on. Lakini ukianza sasa kupush hapo sasa ndio tunakosana. But I appreciate each and every person who has had a crush on me. Thank you, Mariah.
Got you, girl.
And your fellow, Yeah.
Mna communicate telepathically.
Wewe usijali.
Relax.
Wewe si ni chali ama unataka kutujoin? Niaje?
Saving the best for last.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't think about it. I appreciate it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm alive and kicking.
I mean,
But I am. Are you not? Alive and kicking and very happy, very busy. I've been busiest in the 21 years. These last 2 years I've been the busiest in all the years that I've been in this industry. So it's actually a lot because you see when you're younger, this is when that's the time when you're supposed to be like the busiest because you have all the energy. But now I'm just like I'm looking towards quitting and this
quitting?
Is I'm sorry.
Na mimi nilikuwa nianze acting career juu umeingia acting.
No, yani ni ile sasa unataka kuslow down kiasi, unajua uangalie mambo zingine katika life, labda unataka kufuga kuku, unataka kufuga
Ufuge kuku.
which I'm already doing by the way with my mom. But just now transiting into a different kind of life other than your music and your art and everything. But this is when I'm busiest. So I'm just like, when are you people just going to let me go? Let me go.
Never.
Us. Hey.
Giving never o'clock.
Well, I mean, I don't mean you. You're never going to let me go. You're never going to let me go. Chaxy, how long have I known you? It's been like 40
years. It's been a
years.
while. It's been like 40 years. Literally,
No,
40. Yeah, since she was alive. Yeah.
Seriously.
It's been that long.
Since I was alive. You're younger
It's been that
than
long.
me. Focus.
Manze, kuna...
Sana shindo kama yake ni 40 years yako na uko 30.
Si hapo sasa. Alianza kabla aliconceive. Unaelewa?
That's how long I've known Sana. It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
Or just how are you squeezes? I dread asking that question.
Why is that?
Yeah, because sometimes one unataka tu ile city like you're just being nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and then someone anaweza amua kudownload
Let's
mashida.
unpack it.
Hey!
Let's
Right.
unpack it. And I noticed a hesitation with your good. Let's unpack.
No, I mean, I get that. Sometimes they say that you should say that you're good so that you can vibrate on that frequency where if you say you're good, then you are going to be good. But the truth of the matter is for me, I'm not saying it just loosely. I am actually very good and I'm very happy.
Oh, happy to hear that, man. Shout out to you, man. Happy to hear that.
And also alive and kicking.
Yeah, I also alive and kicking. Yeah.
Unajua kuna watu wako alive but they're not kicking. No, and I don't mean that in that
I know,
way.
I know, yeah.
I just mean like they're not living. They're literally
Like Martin.
They're breathing.
Like Martin. Martin can't kick.
Let me tell you, because these people are just evil. Martin,
I can tell.
and I'll tell you why you shouldn't feel sorry for Martin. Martin is a friend of our dad who got amputated.
Oh,
can't
no,
kick.
guys, that's not funny.
He's not kicking.
It's that is not funny.
He's also like a very deadbeat dad.
Like super,
Yeah, he's very
like Pro
deadbeat.
Max.
And he only
He's
added
a
the
what?
son. He's a
Super
deadbeat dad.
Pro Max deadbeat.
Hasn't
dad.
been in the life for the longest. Alafu anakuongeza WhatsApp group ya amputation.
Okay, no. No, wait.
Yeah.
I am not going down that road. I am not.
Okay, guess WhatsApp group
When-
inaitwaje? Ya mwisho, guess WhatsApp group inaitwaje?
I am afraid to say.
Just guess.
Yeah.
Guess. Standing with Martin.
Inaitwa standing with Martin. Can Martin stand himself? Can he stand?
Hey, umeinject.
I'm not doing that with you guys. All I meant was when I say alive and kicking. Okay, wait. You can be alive, which means you are existing.
Yes.
Kicking is you are living. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Live your life.
Nasikia kufanya zile vitu za
So,
spoken word.
what is that?
SANAIPEI, ukwangi mtandao?
No, mi nafuga kuku. So niko Our chicken don't do this.
Ya kwa
Because
nyumba
your chicken
6 p.m. unafanyanga nini?
At 6 p.m.
Yeah.
You must be
Kuku
mad.
inaingianga kwa nyumba
Si
saa
lazima uende
ngapi?
ukaokote mayai kwanza. So hiyo kazi inaishaga saa
We-
2
hiyo
saa
kazi si
3.
Wewe, mbona kuku inaingia kwa
Wait.
nyumba?
Hey!
Kwa nyumba yake.
Kwani aziishi kwa nyumba yake? Kwani kuku
Zinaingia
zinaingia kwa nyumba kwa nini?
indoors.
This is why your chicken die. You see, that's the
I
problem.
don't have chicken yet.
No. Your chicken die. Do you know what I mean? Okay, let's move on.
Hata hiyo imenipita.
Hata mimi imenipita.
Ni sawa, wewe zote nimekwambia zimekupita. Zimeenda hivi.
Wait, niko serious. Mbona kuku zinaingia kwa nyumba? Like kuku zenu zinananga kwa hustle mchana.
What do you think free range inamaanisha?
I mean,
Thank you. He doesn't know. Anyway, tumalizane na mambo ya kuku, please.
Jamaneni.
so in this 128 years we've been alive, like
You better come correct. Yeah.
Unajua anaweza
Okay,
kukaa.
actually,
I promise you.
no, it's okay.
Usinikas.
It's 131. It's 131.
Usinikas
Nisikukas.
131.
Kwani mimi ni madha yako?
Si watu wazee tu ndo wanaweza kasi mtu.
Okay, I didn't expect the low blows today. This is ridiculous. Get away from me with your horns.
Hey. Run away from me with your hose. No, I love you. Unajua I love you.
It's okay, 128.
Oh
That's
my
fine. Keep
God.
going.
1-1.
No, yours are-
1-1.
yours are giving me
Nilikuwa nataka
life.
tu kulipisha then tupendane, rudi kupendana.
Bet.
Zoea kupendwa.
Okay.
Okay.
Nimezoea.
Now, my question would be still on the same question on friendships. Do you have like friends who've been friends from Kitambo?
Yes, of course.
And how does that evolve? Because I know for sure Mariah is about to get pregnant soon. So when she becomes a mom, I know the friendship is going to evolve.
Okay.
Because kutakuwa na a baby check hapo. Mwass, I mean, so friendships evolve as we grow older, as we experience life.
Right.
How has that been for you?
With the evolution of what? Because clearly, Mariah is getting pregnant. I'm not.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Please,
which aspect you're asking from.
Please, can you not get pregnant? Can you
Yeah.
not?
And this is the culture asking, not us.
Please, yeah.
I like
for
how
the
you think.
culture.
I like how you think that I don't have kids.
When? Tungekuwa tumeona.
Aje, wapi? Where would you see?
I mean, because you're a public figure. Like, it's not hard to know what.
Oh, that is so
Sana is up to.
ridiculous. How much of my personal life do you know?
Actually, not much.
But hiyo
No.
mimba, kwani unaweza kuwa na mimba for 1 day? Si lazima uko na 9 months.
Unajuaje
when
niko
is-
na private doctor anakujaga huko?
Hakuna. When is the last
Ati
time?
hakuna, kwani you're my husband. What's wrong with you?
Planning to be. When is the
Let me tell you one thing that you guys will never know, and I can promise you this.
Yeah.
If I have been pregnant or
Okay.
I've given birth or when I get pregnant.
My
or
question would
No,
be-
I've not finished, please.
Okay.
Also, you are such an interrupter. What the hell?
Damn. Wewe kwani hatupendi? Sasa tunasema tunapendana.
Hatupendani, wewe ndio umesema tunapendana. Nimekuambia nimekubali.
Shosti, pole
2-1.
Referee ako tu.
Okay, so you're asking, let's go back to the question. How have my friendships evolved? Look, by the time you are my true friend, things don't have to change between us. We find time for each other all the time. And I've had friends in primary school that I still talk to. I've had friends in high school, people I met in the industry, which I'm very careful about because the industry is that one very special place. So my friendships have never, ever changed. They have remained the same because we understand each other from the core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So whether you have kids, whether you're married, whether you're what, we always find time for each other.
From primary. I literally don't have any friend when it was primary.
That's
But that's
crazy.
also because you're not a nice person.
Sana. Okay.
Oh, is this what we're doing now?
I need us to decide.
What are we deciding?
Like you only grow up Ocha.
True, kwani Ocha watu waishi?
Ukikuja Nairobi
They are alive. We don't know if they are
Umepanda bei.
Simi nimepanda bei. Ocha yetu ni 10 hours away, ni mbali.
10 hours is fine.
Like you have to be sijui tutapendana aje yenye tutakuwa tunaonana regularly na tuko 10 hours away.
Sijali yangu ni 45 minutes away, so you know.
Ocha kwenyu?
Yeah, well,
must be nice.
Oh, you fly?
You're funny.
45 minutes driving.
I mean, if I'm flying from here to Matasia, then there's a problem. I must be very, very, very rich.
True. Ama wewe ni Katy Perry tu.
Mwass.
Okay, nimenyamaza.
Yeah. Nini, because I don't know, for me, most of my friends I'd say are from campus. Like, wale friends. I mean, the rest of the guys, I know them. Tukipatana, we are cool.
Those are
but
called
do we
acquaintances.
actually hang out like as much? I don't know. I don't know why for some reason most of my friendships that I picked are solid from campus. Yeah, because even high school for me, I'm like we tuko sawa, tukipatana we'll talk. I mean, if I need something from someone, I know who to reach out to. But I wouldn't say we are friends.
So what's the difference between your friends in high school and your friends in
uni?
Campus? Yeah.
I think in uni, the connection was stronger because tulikuwa tuna hustle. Like now we are trying to figure out life for sure. Uni feels like we're on a breeze to like, tukona juana tu, maybe we had similar interests. But campus, now it's more intentional. It's like, hey, where plan gani? Or me, I want to get into production. Same here, we have similar interests. Then we start grinding pamoja.
I can relate
Those are
that
bit
to
different.
something. It's like your first relationship where, you and your girlfriend are asking each other about, what's your
I
favorite?
really
No, it is what it is.
He can't
In
relate.
your first earlier relationships, you probably were asking, so what's your favorite color? What kind of food do you want to eat?
I've been single. I've been single. I've been waiting.
Okay, guys, I'm likening it to. Munajua hiyo
Mbona mfanye hivi?
Munajua hiyo term ya kulike.
Hypothetically.
It is wow. I can't do it. Yeah. I'm going to stop likening it to.
Yeah.
As light as a feather.
Yes.
So those kind of things.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like your first, high school friends were like your first relationship where you ask the useless questions like, what's your favorite color? What kind of food do you like? Where would you like to go? And then when you get into college, it's a more serious relationship where now you guys are discussing serious things. Yeah, like what are you looking to be? What are you studying? etc.
Yeah. That's true.
Makes sense.
Thanks.
No, but I'm more keen to know like how you maneuver friendships in the industry as compared to friends that you've known from way back. Because I feel like, especially us, because now we're in that phase of, you keep meeting new people.
Yeah.
There's people, you don't really know what the intentions are. So for you, since you've had so much longevity, how have you been able to manage friendships?
I think in the industry, once I got into the industry, I wasn't looking for new friends. That's just it. I'm very content with the people that I have in my life. I'm not, look, if we're networking, we are doing a certain business together, then that's okay.
That.
But don't be calling me at so I'd like to take you out for coffee, get to know you better. No, please. Let me just be honest with you. I am not interested
in getting more friends.
The friends that I already have, which I can count on these two hands. I mean, I had a friend of mine who had a birthday in April.
Yeah.
And I was a best maid at her wedding. And I forgot. It was Easter weekend. And I had so many jobs to do. I was in Diani, but I came back to Nairobi. I did a show. Then I went to Mombasa. I did not find time. So if I have those kind of friends for that long and I don't even have time for them, you want me to find a new friend?
and go to coffee for coffee.
Yeah, go for coffee. First of all, I hate that line. Can I take you out for coffee? Why?
Like of all the things you could do, coffee is what you want us to go drink.
Yeah, but then I think also at the end of the day, you can look at a situation and you're just like, this person kind of wants more. So you're just like, imagine I'm not going to waste my time. Ati niamke, nioge, wait, uvue nguo, uoge, sabuni, uoshe sabuni,
Step by step.
upake Vaseline.
Kwani ujipanguzi?
Upake CeraVe.
Ujipanguzi.
CeraVe ndio gani?
I don't know
what that is. Okay,
We'll send you a
ujipanguze.
Okay, sorry.
Upake Vaseline, upake
CeraVe.
deodorants, upake perfume, uingie upike chai, ukunywe chai, uingie gari washe, ukaweke mafuta. Ndio uende kuona mtu that you are not even interested in having a friendship with.
Mkunywe maji moto.
That is just, it is such a waste of time, and I think people have to be honest about that. If we are discussing business, let's discuss business. Don't give me your card and tell me that I have this project that we're doing, and then shortly down the line, you're asking me, can we have lunch? We're not having lunch, my guy. There's the phone. You want to pay me a deposit? M-PESA ndio hiyo. Tuma hiyo pesa. You don't have to meet me, So yes, bottom line is, SANAIPEI is not looking to make new friends.
No, she in a Drake era.
It might sound rude.
No, but it's true though.
Yeah.
Because also friendships take time.
Yeah.
Facts.
They do. By the time you're trusting people, I mean, there are people from your past life that today have evolved to be somebody else. And you cannot trust them.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to trust people.
That's
so yeah,
very true.
Nivo.
Yeah. How do you...
I have been waiting for it forever.
You've been waiting for apple juice. Okay.
Yeah. So how do you describe... I mean, one, congrats, man. 20 plus years in the industry.
No be beans, no be beans.
No, what?
No be beans.
What is beans?
What is that?
It's Nigerian.
Thank you. We're together.
It's a Nigerian saying. No be beans is like, like it's not been easy. Yeah, like no be beans.
Hey,
Yeah.
bro. So,
Hiyo ni chupa umekelea kwa kichwa.
hiyo ni chupa amekelea kwa chupa. So easy na beans zinaingilia wapi? Like, what's the connection?
So the thought is like kutengeneza beans is very easy. Yes, so no be beans, like it's not easy.
Oh,
Yeah.
tengenezi maharagwe ya nazi. That's why it's
easy. Yeah, skip steps mingi.
Mpishi wetu, hebu tuambie.
Hey.
Mwanangu basi, ukianza...
Mwanako ni nani umeza mtu gani hapo ukamwita mwanako?
Me, I thought kusema mwanangu doesn't mean
you.
like your actual kid. So I thought like lazima ukianza kuzungumza Kiswahili lazima uanze na mwanangu vipi? Mwanangu fresh yani.
Basi watu wanasema mwenzangu we.
Yeah, mwenzangu.
Mwenzangu.
Mwanangu.
Si mwanangu. So basi mwenzangu.
Endelee.
Yeah. So all these years in the industry, how would you describe this moment right now in the industry for you? Career-wise.
Finally getting the recognition.
Tuna clap.
Oh, yes, okay. I mean, obviously, not as much as I believe it should be, but finally people are starting to listen to the music from the depths of the music. You see, unfortunately, for so many years, it's always been about beat. As long as I can dance to it, people are not really listening to like the lyrics and the message that we're putting out there. And for me, my music has always been very message oriented. And it's very nice to see, like when I post something now of my new music and stuff, people are actually quoting things and saying, "Wah, ila imenishika sana," which means they're actually listening to that, Other than that, I'm doing more gigs than I've ever done.
Busy. Balling.
For real. Like,
Balling. Not the beans.
I mean, from when I started, especially after I broke up or we separated with SEMA, it was very difficult as an individual artist who was brought onto the stage as a group to actually, carve out my own path and everything. So it used to be like I'd probably get 3-4 gigs in a year. Yeah.
Bro.
It was quite tough. But from the age of 39, which was last year, into this year, I mean, almost every weekend, I am busy. Friday, you have a show. Saturday, you have a show. Sunday, you have a show. People are calling you. Wednesday, we have a corporate thing. Can you come and perform? And it's different for me. It's great.
Life really begins at 40.
Apparently.
Literally.
Even I didn't know that. Even I didn't know that. Yeah, so it's great. It's great. I'm appreciating it every day. I'm working harder now. Sometimes it can be very demoralizing when you're putting in so much work and you're not getting it back. And you're seeing the other artists who are being given that opportunity. And you're just like, you don't want to sound discriminative or condescending or anything, but you're thinking, I'm so much better than that. But why am I not? And I've lost jobs. I've lost jobs to other artists who perhaps because they have a bigger following. And this is social media. So you have a bigger following because they say, if you want to be big on social media, you have to be loud. I'm not loud. Even my music is very laid back and I'm very laid back as a person. And so I've lost jobs to people who do all these other things other than their music. You know, they are taking, controversial pictures or being in a compromising situation and whatever, and they push their numbers like that. And so you find, which is very unfortunate because, corporates then go with visibility more than the talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can understand it from their aspect. They're looking at selling more than quality. And it's okay. It's understandable. So you don't fight it. You just embrace it, and your time will come. And the time has come.
Game.
Yeah.
At the beginning, was your focus just music or music, media, and acting as well? Like right from the jump?
When I got into the industry.
Yeah. Or even before the industry, like
before the industry,
your
the focus was pharmacy, man. Like,
oh wow, you graduated from pharmacy.
Yeah, you did. Lucky you. So you did pharmacology. I remember going to Kenya Medical Training College, KMTC, at Kenyatta, and I went to see some of the students that were there, like from my class. And they were telling me, wow, second year mazina tu. Pharmacology apparently is very, very difficult.
Yeah. I can attest.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Too. In a different way. In a different way. So that was my interest, because when I joined first form, I fell in love with chemistry. Like it's just describing the chemical reactions and drawing them and saying benzene reacts with hydrochloric like this. And it's just the fact that you can get it and you understand it to the core.
Brain cells.
It's nice. It really is very exciting when you are able to understand something inside out. So, I mean, obviously, pharmacy, we had your physical chemistry, organic chemistry, analytical chemistry, biochemistry. We had so many. I think we probably had like 7 of them. Yeah. You've got a different exercise book for everything, and then you still have physiology and all those things. So that was very exciting. And I think that was my plan. That was my path from Form 1. I wanted to do pharmacy.
Damn. So are you involved in the arts in any way? School
At
choir,
that time,
drama, anything? Yeah.
So when I joined third form at St. Lucie Kiriri, when we moved to Nairobi.
Ulienda shule inaitwa Kiriri. Yeah, St. Lucy's Kiriri is a really good school.
Excuse?
It's a really good school.
I just want you to know that I've always had good intentions for you.
Anyway, so joined Kiriri, and then I joined the choir there. I mean, I used to sing with my mom going to church, not in the church choir, please. We are very shy people. So we sing in the benches.
Okay.
Yeah. But I started singing with my mom way, way before. Joined Kiriri, joined the choir, not out of choice. Somebody heard me in the dorm and decided, Natasha can sing. So I joined the choir. Other than that, when I did pharmacy, that was it. There was no more music or anything. But, I used to look up to Uncle Monsky.
Ooh, shout out to Nameless.
And I used to be so excited because I was like, oh my God, you're friends with Red Sun. Can I meet Red? And you're friends with Waire. Can I meet him? So I remember one time we went for a party at my auntie's house, which is Nameless's sister, who is now the connection that I have with Nameless. And, Red Sun came. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is it.
I'll come over Durak Bado.
Of course. See, Neil and anything else. No. But anyway,
step on that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, just having that kind of access to those musicians made me feel like maybe this is something I could do, but I didn't have the courage to do it.
Damn.
Yeah, so when Popstars came about, in fact, it was Pop Idols, and then my brother tried to convince me to go, and I said, yeah, I'm going.
From how though? So someone who's, like, you've never performed anywhere, you're just singing with your mom. But how would your brother see that you?
Because he knew I could sing, and he believed in he still believes in my talent till today. Like sometimes, he comes up, my brother is a jack of all trades. So sometimes he comes up with beats and he'd be like, Sana, listen, I've gotten you this track. I'm going to pay for it with the producer. Nini, you sing this song.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want you to know that I also believe in you up to date.
Yeah, not as much as my bro, but anyway, so now.
So nip it in the bud.
Anyway, Anyway, 4-2. So I have 2 more to catch up.
So we did. When Pop Idols came, my bro was like, "Oh, Sana, you have to go for this thing," and I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go." Hizo siku ni siku za Kebu, Kenya bus. Nilichukua nikaenda paka Tao Railways. Sikurudi home mpaka baadaye. And he was like, "Oh, what happened?" I said, "I got late." So that's why I didn't go for the auditions. Then when Popstars came, he actually said the only way to make Sana go for anything is to tell her parents. Tell her parents.
You and your brother, you have different parents.
When I say,
Kunywa maji.
my God, can you just understand it the way it comes out?
Kunywa maji.
It's too okay. Wow.
It's true. Okay. Be kind.
Maybe for your sake, I should spoon feed him. Okay.
Okay, please, I'd love that.
Is to tell our parents that there's a competition and I think Sana can do it. And that's how I got into Popstars, because the family said, you have to do this thing. And so, when Peros say I do something, I do. Yeah.
That is crazy, bro. Like you were literally forced to walk into a dream.
Imagine.
My dream.
I mean,
Dream hapo ilikuwa pharmacy bado.
Dream ilikuwa pharmacy bado.
I mean, I used to carry my uniform
you can Popstars.
to the auditions. Oh, yeah. You know that blue dress that
Yeah.
KMTC?
Yeah, KMTC.
Yeah, and the sweater and all those very, very not nice shoes. Yeah, I used to carry my uniform to the auditions because I was like, look, I'll audition in the morning, but afternoon,
have to
mujue.
go to
Nanda pharmacy.
Me nienda shule. Yeah, so.
Yeah. And this is you at 19.
So I turned 19 just when I won Popstars. I was 18 at the time.
Yeah. Okay. Bruh. Like, even took for so went and then you went and won the thing.
Yeah, and every day it was, yes, you have made it, SANAIPEI. Yes, and I'm just like, please say no so I can go back
to pharmacy.
No, I won't lie to you. I mean, I've said this in very many interviews. I would call my parents every evening because I remember when we were doing like the last part of it were in White Sands in Mombasa. And of course, I would call my parents and give them an update. And my dad's words were just, go, 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 mommy. That was it. And then he'd give the phone to my mom. Him is done.
Present dad.
He's told me what he has to say. Yeah. So that was music.
Yeah. So did you know Pat and Kev before prior, or you met them on the show?
Met them on the show.
So how, okay, because I'm curious to understand how that format works. So you met them on the show, and then they made you from the group SEMA. Because I feel like that only works in media, where I'd pick random people and put them on one radio show, and doesn't matter, it'll work too. But for music,
Well, I mean, if you have a paycheck at the end of the month, you have to make it work. Otherwise, one of you is going to get fired.
for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm like, for music, I don't know if that would work. Like, if I just picked random strangers who maybe are completely different people, don't have any friendship. I don't know if that's a format that would work for music.
I think the only thing that was different was our upbringing and our personalities. But at the end of the day, when they were judging us, they looked at the voices that would blend. And like, if you think about it, Kevin was in Pentharmony.
Yeah.
He came there as a 5-part group, and he was the only one picked out of the 5. And then they listened to Pam and they listened to myself and they said, okay, I think we can merge these people, and it worked.
So after
I mean, for some time.
for 1 year.
No, but the Mwewe album is
Actually, it was not even 1 year. I think we won in March. We were unveiled April, May, June is when we were unveiled, and by September or November we had broken up. 6 months down the line after releasing the album.
the album.
Yeah.
The album is
Short and sweet.
So this album was done in those few months.
Yes.
Because part of the deal was a record deal with Homeboys as well.
Yes.
And so that's why Musyoka comes in the picture as well.
Yeah,
That's
so
why you met Musyoka.
we did an EP. Yes, that's the first time I met Musyoka. He used to be in the oven. Oh my God, his studio was so hot. And then DJ John's was called the fridge. So it's one of two. Either you want heat or you want cold. So we did the EP when we went to South Africa. Each group, so Blue 3 and Wakilisha and ourselves.
Wakilisha, that's what I was looking for.
Had to do like an EP of 4 songs. And then when we came back now is when we started recording now. The 17, I think where we was 17 tracks.
Yeah, 17 actually.
Was SEMA an acronym for anything? I mean, it was just a word.
See, we're speaking through our music. SEMA. Yeah. No, we were given that homework when we were in South Africa. We just came up with a couple of names, and then Kina, the homeboys now, Kina DJ John, were just like, okay, so you guys decide and give us the reason why you're picking this particular name.
Yeah.
And so,
It worked.
SEMA.
So after the album drops, did you guys even ever perform together? Were you
Yes.
doing shows?
We did. I mean, album dropped, we did a couple of shows, and then, we had this very headmaster kind of meeting with our parents and homeboys. You know, you're old enough, but you're sitting down like this.
Damn.
Because your parents are being told what you guys have done and why we're complaining. I mean, the reason why we broke up. I will not get into the details of that meeting because I don't think that would be fair. But yeah, we did. After we split, we went to Tanzania to perform with the other pop stars, but just as ourselves, not under homeboys.
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't know.
But the three of you.
What is that chuckle? What is that?
So that's when you come, you'd broken up already.
Yes,
and then you went to Tanzania.
And then we got back to like.
Na mkaenda mkaimba tu vizuri like mnajuana. Like ose mnajuana. Like nini mabeste tu.
No, sinile tu sasa tumeitwa tunaambiwa pop stars from East Africa getting back together.
Yeah.
Can we have Pam, Kevin and SANAIPEI come together and do this thing? And we went and we did it.
So you're singing your songs? the
Our
same
songs, yes.
But individually?
No. Wow.
Together.
My head around it. Okay, maybe.
No, I mean.
Kunywa maji.
No, seriously.
Kunywa maji.
Yeah, hydrate.
Nimeelewa.
No, as in
Yeah.
Blue 3 from Uganda, Wakilisha from Tanzania, and then
SEMA.
SEMA
from
came
Kina.
together, yeah, and we
okay,
did the
gotcha.
thing. So yeah. So I think that was the last time we performed together. I've had a lot of calls from people who are trying to do kind of this old school thing. We're bringing
Reunion
back old
stuff.
school music.
Yeah.
And they're like, can you get Pam and Kevin? And I'm just like, yo,
Is Kevin even in the country?
He is.
Oh, what?
Last I had.
Okay.
Let me not sit here and pretend that I know where people are. I really don't. Yeah. And guys are like, oh, but you know, SANAIPEI, you really should care about these people. This is where you started. I mean, how much...
Care can I show?
or how far can I go to actually keep people still in my life? Maybe they want their own lives and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's allowed.
True.
Prior to the group you guys going your separate ways, were there plans to actually keep the group and keep making music as a group?
I think that was the whole idea, right? After we signed with Homeboys, that was the plan, that SEMA will continue as a group and release more music and more albums. And I mean, we were already, like many people say, we were beyond our time in terms of the music and the, you know, just even the vocals, we were beyond our time. But, you know, ish happened and everything in life is precise and to your benefit. So you don't fight it. Don't fight it. Accept it.
So when SEMA now is done, at this point, is pharmacy still in the picture, or what are you thinking now? Okay, this group thing is done. At this point, you are very famous because TV was. I'm assuming, not assuming. I know TV was very powerful at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can assume you are literally a household name at this time.
Yeah.
So then, so what happens at this point? So SEMA is done. Are you still thinking pharmacy, or?
I mean, I think for me, I've always thought pharmacy. I'm still thinking pharmacy till now. Like, I feel like there's a certain...
That's Jaco. Hey.
Where ulishindwa na shule?
You know, alishindwa na shule. You know, I mean, in all your 21 years, you know,
Damn.
I mean, there's always been that feeling of there's a void because it's something that I've always wanted to do. You know, so that's always going to be there. There's always going to be that void for me, and I will pursue it whether I'm 50 or whatever. But I must do it for me.
Yeah. Wow.
For me.
I like that.
Hiyo siwezi clap.
Lakini ukiingia uni ukiwa 50.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Honorary.
Wakwambia tu hata tumpate tu certificate. It's fine.
But after summer split, I think yes, music was it's still something I wanted to do, but I was very scared of doing it because I was very used to being in a group. So when you're in a group and you get on stage, the attention is divided. There are those who like Pam, there are those who like Sana, there are those who like Kevin. So you don't feel that pressure for being the one who's going to, like, you have to overdo your thing or overperform. But now, thinking about being a solo artist, you're just like, guy. So that means I have to write by myself, perform by myself. You know, it's just, it's so much pressure to take on, especially with something that you thought would have longevity.
Yeah.
And then you're just left smack in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
So I didn't think I would continue it. And then I think after SEMA broke, we did Kwaheri. Kwaheri was the
Jua
first
Cali.
before Najuta, yeah. So at least he gave me that ease, you know, into the music, which was still very difficult because obviously it's not like me and Jua Cali are the same person.
Yeah.
Him, he does his thing, and then you have to come there and do your chorus, which is like being like a solo artist. Yeah. So
And you still kicked him out of the studio.
oh yes,
19.
yes, I did. The video shoot, the recording. In fact, the recording, we did it very separately. I recorded the chorus, and then he was given the track, and, you know, Clemo told him, even Josana ameandika, and he filled it in. Although I think we told two very different stories.
Yeah.
The story I was telling was very different from what he did.
Yeah, but it's out.
It worked out too.
Actually, I feel like it is
still
one
worked
story,
out,
but
actually.
just from two different perspectives.
Perspective,
He's
yeah.
begging you to come back. You're
Yeah.
like, nigga, I'm out.
Yeah, but then you see, his perspective was very different. What I was writing about was completely different. It was about okay, so this is it's a true story.
Okay.
Because I write from experience, whether it's first hand or second hand or
Kuna
whatever.
kapitia ukiwa 19.
Si nimekuambia first hand or second hand. Umesikia second hand? Sasa hii ilikuwa second hand.
Ni vile sibangi mtu.
Leo.
So this was basically...
Sasa pambana na yule tu.
Pambana na yule?
Mimi achana na mimi.
Ngoja ninuke kwanza. So, the thing is this. This story was about every time you hook up with this particular person, nothing in their life goes right. They don't get a job. They don't relate to their family. They're always like in debt and everything. But the minute you move away, everything for them starts working out. So, kiafrika tutaambiwa, wewe ni kama bad omen. Unamletea mtu wako bahati mbaya. So, ukimuondokea, anafaulu. Lakini ukishikana naye, kila kitu kinaharibika. Which is why it says, tukiwa na wewe, mambo yako yenda kombo.
Excuse, si chuki?
How does that even make sense?
How?
No.
Jesus Christ. My 29 years have been alive. My 29 years have been alive.
that's what it says.
Me nasikianga chuki
Imagine.
till this second. If you told me to second, I've said chuki.
Okay, in your defense, you're not the only one.
Wait, so unasamanga chuki na wewe?
Chuki, mwana we. Me even don't
Mwana wewe?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what? No.
It feels like ile Kiswahili ya huko
tuki.
ukunda huko.
Tukiwa na wewe, mambo yako yenda kombo.
Christ.
Yapo nisonge hapo matatizo yako yakoma. Which is why I'm saying...
You sound so good, bro.
Right?
Even the pen game.
Ndio nasema afadhali ni kuondokee maisha yako yaendelee kuliko nikae na wewe lakini tuna shida kila siku manake mimi ndio nimekuletea shida. But he took it from the perspective of cheating, infidelity, a relationship like that. But it wasn't that. But it worked either way. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, damn. So the media, what does now Capital come in?
Capital FM.
Because I'm assuming that's where we started Kwanza, before Kiss.
Yes.
Okay.
It was Capital. I was interning on Hits Not Homework. It's very weird how this story happened. I had gone to do an interview. Remember when they had the magazine QZ?
I didn't listen, but I know about the show just from some, of course.
Okay, so QZ was a magazine that Capital had started.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to be on the cover, and I went there to do an interview for the magazine, print media. And then the late Kirubi, God rest his soul, he saw me from the conference room and he said, when you finish, you come here. So me, I tried to help her. I tried to help her because I'm just like, no, my guy.
He was very hands-on on the station at the time.
Yes, he was. He was very, he was DJ. My guy.
Yeah, DJ CK.
Remember that? Like he actually used to DJ.
I used to think that it would just be different people mixing and then he'd just say DJ.
No.
CK actually mixed.
He tried to do his thing. I don't know. I never listened to any of his mixes, but you know, like, I mean, so I'm trying to help Capital, and he calls me, and then I sit down, and he calls Eve D'Souza, and he says, I want you to train this girl. And I'm like, first of all, train me in what? I'm not even aware what he's offering me. So then it was Hits Not Homework. I did a couple of months with them. And then eventually I had to ask, guys, come on, you're not paying me already. I'm here 7 to 8 every evening. And I live in Kismayu. So, you know, just tell me something. So then I was told I didn't have the Capital accent. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes. That was the reason why I was, well, according to what they told me.
Did they say it blatantly evil?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. I don't fit into the, what is that thing called? The cookie cutter.
You don't have a wing.
I don't have a wing.
Oh, that's darling. That's tragic, isn't
it? It's tragic, right? Like, I was like, I mean, if you wanted me to fake it,
you should have said that.
You should have told me that. But, you know, now you're letting me speak over there like a Costello, you know?
You'd have spent more time learning the accent.
I don't think so. I think I could do it. But
that's
there you go.
You know, it's just not who I am. It's not who I am. Me, I believe in being real, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I'm going to go on air and start sounding sounding like somebody that I'm not. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. You know, and if I don't fit in, I don't fit in. Which is why for me it wasn't such an issue when they told me that. I said, cheers.
Because how long can you fake it as well?
Honestly.
Like you can only be yourself every day. But
No, I mean, you can fake it
But for how long?
for
though?
a while. The problem is there's certain...
Calligraph. Where? Where?
But there are certain words where people will catch you because you don't know how to pronounce those particular words. Or because you're rapping over the words, utasema,
Shame.
you know, the bad was flying. You know, yeah, but it's like you say, it takes a lot of energy to fake something. And I don't know why people fake it today. It's so devastating. Just be yourself.
Truly.
If being yourself doesn't get you somewhere, fine. Try a different avenue or try something new or try something different or do it on your own.
Or quit.
Yeah. No.
Yes, your option.
Quitting is not a word we use.
Please,
You don't know
nilikwambia
that word.
deal na yeye, pambana na yeye. Deal na yeye.
Una directive this I live in.
No, we don't quit. We don't quit. We just do it different. Yeah.
So now capital sparks interest in media now. Because I'm sure now you realize you can also do that.
Honestly, no, I didn't think about it then. It was just, it didn't work. I moved on. I went back home. I remember my dad asking me whether he would like me for him to talk to. Have I said that right? If I would like him to talk to Kiprono Kitonyi, because he worked with him in Mombasa. And I said, Daddy, I'm not going to get a job because you know somebody.
Yeah.
I absolutely said no. And he said, Mommy, you're sure you don't? I said, absolutely not. Let me sit here. See, they've heard me on radio.
Yeah.
They know who I am. If they call me, they call me. If they don't call me, well and good. So so eventually Shafi called me and he's like, you know Shafi. Like, he has no pleasantries. So, wait. Bado unataka kufanya radio? And I said, yeah, I'd be interested. So, kuja kesho tunafanya Keeping It Kenyan. I'm like, what? Just like that. And I went and I did Keeping It Kenyan with Shafi and Roy Karuhize. And then I was offered, probation kind of thing. I did about 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
And Caroline called me and she said, congratulations, you are now a radio presenter. And I said, woohoo! Yeah. So that's how Kiss happened.
And this is Kiss when Kiss is
When Kiss was Kiss.
When-
It's so refreshing.
Wow, what does that mean? Oh! No. Wait a minute. I need to hear it.
We are just saying this is before front-facing cameras.
Yeah. Literally.
By the way, that's
this
true.
is before we landed on the stage.
I mean, I can tell you
but
for sure, I don't know, I wouldn't do radio anymore unless it's my radio because radio has now become audio-visual. It's not the same thing like back in the day when you could walk in with your pajamas and still do a good job, Now it's... Social media is like everywhere. Oh, you have to go live and you have to do this. And I'm just like, no, this is too much.
Yeah, let's just say urban radio is dead.
Yeah. Also, what do people talk about on radio these days? I don't even know.
Why do men cheat? Monday to Friday, bro. Clockwork. It's
Bro, I'm
crazy.
like, the first things to do on a date. Bro, hizo vitu tumesikia sana, bro. Like, I don't know, I think the format doesn't work now.
Yeah.
What would work? Because, I mean, obviously now we're living in an age of social media that's taken over. I mean, if you want to know anything, you just go on Twitter, what's trending? You read. So what would it be that you would do so different on radio that would actually work? What would that be?
Because people just want authentic conversation.
Yeah.
Organic, where it's, it's not mapped out, it's not thought too hard about, it's just conversation.
Yeah.
It's not also restricted. When is your next album? Who is your next collaboration? Those questions.
Yeah, those
I
the same
know.
thing, yeah. I think that the format doesn't work. And also, just like what Mariah said, like literally half of this pod can't be on radio. Because you guys are cussing, so you're saying nini.
Oh, come on.
It's not
People are
raw,
such
it's
hypocrites, though.
Timeliness. I think
corporate.
people are over the fact that if I don't tune in from 11 to 2,
Yes,
I've
I'm going
missed
to
Sana's
miss-
show
yes.
and I'll never hear it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. So is it we are used to if I wanna watch a I mean we're used to if I wanna watch a movie, I wanna watch
I'll
it.
pause.
when
If
I'm
I come back
available.
after 2 weeks, Apple Malini,
itaendelea
because it's
tu.
there.
Yeah.
Now
So
imagine
what are you
this-
saying? Like it has to be,
On
it's
demand.
better for it to be pre-recorded so that people can catch it at any time?
Not pre-recorded per se.
But
I
it
just
can't
think
be live.
I think
can
it's
it?
just changed. It's just changed.
Literally.
Basically, wafunge hizo station.
Well, you said it, I didn't.
No, I mean, because if you think about it genuinely, people are used to a certain level of convenience. Imagine someone telling you that for you to know what is happening, you have to tune in at 7 p.m.
Okay, yeah,
Sky
well,
News.
obviously
So-
that's outdated. That's
Yeah, but you
outdated.
see now, radio, still, that's the same format.
Yeah.
Like, if I need to listen to a show that I love, I have to be available at that given time.
But don't you think if you're a very, very like compelling kind of radio presenter, like who really captures people's attention, that people will actually make time?
That's not the problem. But Sana, I have things to do. You're 7.
So, mimi
Nifanye nini?
so mimi
I
niko tu
love your
available.
show, like
Yeah.
love you to death. But I have shit to do at this 7 p.m.
Unaweka kaseti ile blank. Unakumbuka hizo siku?
Sikumbuki.
No.
Nikupatie bairo ufanye hivi.
Kwanza ikikatika bado unatafuta Q-Tex.
Yeah.
Unapaka pale unashikanisha.
That was the
alafu
remedy?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mimi nilikuwa watu
You need to
walikuwa
ask them
wanajua
if they
shit.
know that.
Of course they don't.
Hata hawajui
Sasa hata
inakaaje.
Hata hawajui CD.
Hawajui hata inakaaje.
CD wanajua ni very different.
Ay. Hey! You can't say that.
Hey. Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
Minta
Okay,
You're how
cool.
old again?
21.
Just turned 23.
Oh, yeah.
And you stay like that till you're 33.
She's not a virgin. Anakudanganya.
You, how do you know?
Hey.
Because I've been on a podcast na walikuwa naongea juu ya mambo zingine. That's true.
Kuongea haimaanishi ati umenene.
Lakini hawa si waongo lakini.
These are the people, these are the guys who assume ati dadake ameshika mimba. Kwani alilala nje usiku. Oh my god. People can get pregnant at any time.
Atalala nje.
Ili hapo
Ati
lunchtime.
dadangu akilala nyumbani jana atashika mimba. What is wrong with you? So yes, very nice for you. Please stay like that till
Oh
you're
my
33.
God, that's funny.
No, but it's true. Let me tell you, there was a time I was working on radio. I was at Nation FM, which was Easy FM at some point. I don't
QFM
even know.
has been everything.
It was definitely not Q because I cannot speak that kind of Swahili. Yeah.
Q was a different station.
Haya basi karibuni sana nimesalia dakika sijui. I can't. I speak Swahili but not like that. Anyway, so this one time I'm on the station and somebody says we should stop talking about sex like it is an activity for fun. This is somebody from Northeastern. He actually said, no, don't say that. No, let me tell you. You see, stop. When you do it like that, then that's stereotyping, and that's not fair.
We don't mind.
It is not fair.
Hata mimi nilikuwa nafikiria joto.
So they say that sex is only and strictly for procreation. It
was
is
strict.
ridiculous, the kind of things that you can hear on radio, honestly. But it just gives you an insight. You shouldn't look at it as, it is an insight into what is in people's minds out there. So you have to be so careful, even as a presenter, knowing what you're saying to people and how you're saying it to them. Because si kila mtu ako exposed. Unajua, kama Chaxy sasa. Unaelewa vile anasema? Ati dadake akilala nje usiku, atashika mimba.
I said that's the funniest thing nimesikia leo. Juu mchana hizi shika mimba.
Usiku tu. Ati jua imewaka.
Usiku tu.
Ni kama spams ni vampire.
I know, like.
But are they not?
Okay.
Wewe sema mimi explain it.
It's spoken word, bro. It doesn't need to make sense, but
Yeah, I can't do that. That looks like a very diva-ish thing. And I'm not a diva, so...
It's giving what's the word?
Mwass ndo alitwa diva asubuhi.
sassy.
Mwass alitwa sassy akafikiri ni compliment. Akasema thank you.
Wewe umezaliwa wapi lakini?
Ni Githurai.
Yeah, the joke's right there.
Okay. I'm done.
Tag you.
I'm not laughing at you anymore.
Yeah. Then so Nation poaches you from Kiss? Or
No, it didn't poach me. I resigned from Kiss.
Oh, wow.
Walikata kulipa mshahara?
Nilikuwa nimeulizia zaidi maze. Nikakataliwa, nikaambiwa I mean there's a deeper story here which I'm not going to talk about. But then when that story happened, I was just like, wow, so this is what it's going to take for me to get ahead. Let it go. And so I resigned 2012 March 22nd, which was actually my birthday. I was turning 28 on that day. And I left. And I remember being called and being asked, oh, Sana, you know, like you're going to miss out on on all the perks and everything. And I'm just like, before I came here, I was already SANAIPEI TANDE. I'm leaving here with SANAIPEI TANDE. So, and I'm not, honestly, I am...
We're here for it. We are here for it.
And look, for me, it's not about being that person. Yeah. I'm not a diva. I have no madara for anybody. I have no ati. I'm trying to feel good or anything. But the minute you push me there, I am going to show you who I am. And so I left. That was that. And I mean, the perks were coming even way before.
Yeah.
You know, it's extra now because you're being invited to, you know, Sankara and CG Bear. And I'm just like, first of all, I'm tired. Okay? I'm just tired. I have to look for an outfit to wear
constantly.
Like
It's a lot of work.
And fake smile with everyone.
It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you.
Darling, air kisses. And you're just like, what is this?
Even up to date, when even negotiating for like brand deals and everything, if there's one thing I just say no is events. Because there's always that thing for events. And I'm just like, I'm so done, bro.
Yeah.
As long as you just do your job. Just do your job.
Let's do everything else.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, fine. Maybe I'd like to come for an hour or two. But don't be telling me, oh, you know, the CEO of here SG is where SG, what?
I don't, none of my business.
If I'm going to meet him or her for a specific reason and we have something to discuss,
then
let us discuss.
Yeah.
But don't be telling me, you know, it's good for you to get this into your portfolio because that is so much, it's so tiring. Or maybe it's because I've done this since I was 18.
No, but
so I'm also quite tired. But look, I appreciate the networking, but I want to network with people that I actually know there is something going to materialize from this. Not now we are pals and from time to time we check up on each other and we're like, oh, so we're doing the Mara now. Would you like to come? I'm not about that life. Mimi nisha choka. Like I told you. Nisha choka. Am I looking to advance myself? Yes, I am. Am I looking to grow? Yes, I'm looking to grow. But I'm not looking to grow first on friendship and then. You know what I can do. I know what you can do.
Done. Let's do it.
That is it. Yeah.
Was it more complex back then? Because I'd imagine now it's easier because everyone has a phone. That time, like, if you want
Mwass, why are you talking like...
about 1965?
We're talking about mid-20s. Everyone had phones.
We had phones.
We're not talking about the 80s.
2012,
we had email.
Is that what you're trying to tell us?
No, I'm just saying social media was not as buzzing as it is.
But phones were there.
Remember vile watu walikuwa wanabambika kutokea kwa gazeti, like...
2012.
Me, first of all, sikubambika kutokea kwa gazeti. Let me tell you, it was so much trauma because I think, and print media has been like this for a really long time. It's all about what kind of title can we put to attract people's attention to read the story. So even when you go, like I don't do print media interviews anymore because no matter what you say, they will pick that one thing that's very controversial or makes you sound like outrageous. That's the one that they'll put out there. You know what I mean? So I never really enjoyed on Thursdays. Saa sita ikigonga hivi mnatafuta pulse.
Because you don't know what they've said about you.
You don't know what they've said. I mean, I had an issue with Pulse. There's a time they reported a story that I was in a cat fight with...
What's a cat fight?
Atia Bandit. What's a cat fight?
Like two babes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't fighting a cat.
Mwass.
Just well. Well, maybe I was.
So
that one. That starts with a P. Anyway, so...
We're not break.
So apparently I was in a cat fight at Nyayo Stadium. It was Friday night basketball. Remember that for Codred? I was not even there.
Wow.
My father had my car. He came to pick me up. We went to Matasia. I cooked him tea. We had tea. I drove back. I recorded my show at Kiss and I went home. Apparently I was in a cat fight. Hey, niliwapeleka mbio. Don't joke with me.
I did. Alikuwa tu jaba yeye akasema.
Hey, apparently nilikuwa na red leather jacket. I don't even own one. At
the time.
And you know, I think the thing that they forgot is that because I work in media, you don't say, oh, we try to call SANAIPEI on a certain day when I know when you print and you're calling me like 2 days before, like 2 days after you've already printed. Yeah. So you're too lipele kanambia sana. But that's print media for you. I don't know how we got here.
Print media was crazy because it always felt like negative news was the better
always,
headline.
yeah.
But is that still not
Still
the
the
truth?
same.
It's the same, yes,
And it's
something,
even worse now because we have
have
like
blogs,
the blogs and everything, So
Yeah.
in fact, these days, what you do is if you're calling me for an interview and you're going to like print it, I make you record it and I record so that I can hear everything that I said. Dare you go and misconstrue things. By the way, I'm suing you.
But what kind of person do you need to be for you to literally ask to speak to you about stuff, ask you questions, and then I just
flip
go
it.
pick some things, magnify it, twist your stories? Like, what is my intention to begin with? It's such a weird behavior.
I think what's interesting is that there are actually people who don't mind it as celebrities because you see, for them, there are celebrities who don't think negative or positive publicity is
It's
different.
all good publicity.
It's all the same. It's all the same. For them, as long as they're getting on the papers and people are reading about them and seeing them, then they're okay with it.
Yeah.
But then there's the rest of us who have to think about, where my mom is going to get so many messages from my aunties and my cousins and my what? Hey, Kwani, you don't even want me.
Is that something that still bothers you up to date? Like,
It doesn't bother me.
people saying,
Are you kidding?
because like, if it bothers you, then all these years.
No,
'Cause,
it used to bother me when I first joined the industry because I thought what you see is what you get. And I was that person. What you see with me is what you get. Me, I'm not about pretense. If I come like this and you don't like me, by the way, that's your business. It's fine. I'm not going to try and convince you. But I thought the way that I sell myself is exactly how I'm going to be portrayed in the media.
industry. Bruh.
Yo,
Hey, shock on you.
Shock on me.
Yeah.
I remember the Drum. You remember the Drum magazine?
Drum magazine.
When SEMA was put on the cover, it was actually me and Kevin.
Pat alcohol.
Pam.
Pam,
Who's
sorry.
Pat? Is that your ex-girlfriend?
I wish it was.
Oh, you wish?
But
you don't have her.
we have been waiting.
They actually had they had a title there or a
Loyal
headline
and faithful.
that said something to the tune of Kevin and I are virgins because we've never dated.
So you're Chaxy.
Yeah. So we're Chaxy. Oh, what? Shit. So apparently that was that was
madness.
Can you imagine that? Actually,
Okay.
we are virgins because we have never dated.
So why is
sorry.
like why do we need to waste ink on that? Like why is that a
And
story
that's
that
on the
people
cover.
See, because people see virgin and dated. That's all they're saying.
then they'll buy the thing?
Yeah. Because
That's doing too much.
Yeah, it is. I don't want to go deep on that one because me, sometimes I can just there's like a loose screw in my head. I can explain to you why that doesn't have to be a real or a true statement because maybe people messed around when they were 15. Doesn't mean they were dating.
Yeah.
But just because people are now 18, 19, 20 and they've never dated, that means they're virgins. Come on, that's BS.
That's a bit
That's
dumb.
So
BS.
this is being
on your
written by
part.
someone who's probably considerably older than
Where
you.
is it, Pataka?
Yeah.
Apparently, we are toys, nini, and so I think that's when I started to actually learn that, just no matter how well you present yourself or real you present yourself, somebody's always going to try and twist the truth, just to get ahead. It's very sad. It's very sad.
It's weird. It's such weird behavior, bro. If you think about it, it's such weird.
You think it's weird. There's some people who don't think it's weird at all. They think that this is the way the world is moving. Yeah. I mean, look at like the Americas, for example. People have photographers hiding in bushes
Bruh.
to take pictures
People
of them
like
on
on
your
your
roof.
Paparazzi
Imagine.
culture has
Bro,
never
like
made
literally
sense to me.
opposite your gate.
Ever.
Ukitoka tu hivi.
Somebody masquerading as a
Imagine.
tree. Like, do you know how
Imagine.
crazy you have to be?
I don't.
Yeah.
No.
Masquerade as a
That's
tree,
why
bro.
they say.
Where? Bruh, you've not seen these guys who literally wear like the bush outfits.
Yeah.
Unasikia tu, Mariah! Guy!
I know it's really crazy, and I think that's where we're actually heading to in this our industry.
Yeah.
Because we want to be not we. The industry wants to be so much like the West, and everyone is fighting to do all these big collaborations with these big artists and everything. Look, me, I'm very content. I'm okay right here. And I've been asked this about Hollywood and stuff like, would you like to act in, big movies? And of course I would. But I'm not going to compromise my dignity and my self-respect to get ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my rules. And people say, oh, but you know what, if you're being given like $10 million, I don't care.
Wait, what are some of your rules?
And this is specifically within acting?
Within acting. When it comes to acting, I don't kiss.
Thank you.
I don't.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
At this point, I will take a sip.
Damn.
I don't kiss on the lips.
Okay.
I will kiss you here. But here,
No.
is a lie. I don't care how much you're paying me. I'm not going to kiss you on the lips. Unless you're Eminem. But anyway, so... No, I'm joking. No, of course.
The bar is low, but sour.
Have you you know it's not.
I know it's not.
This guy pulls out a whole dictionary for 6 minutes.
I know it's not.
Like,
Yeah,
okay, no,
that's
but also
range.
I'm joking. So no kissing. I don't imply sex.
Just have it straight.
That's funny. That's actually a good one. I should add that. I don't do sex.
Yeah, at all.
I don't imply.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I'm going to be on the bed over there, and then a guy is just doing this thing. It's a lie. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. Nudity is something that I will not do. You keep your $10 million. Me, I'm okay over here in Kenyan industry.
Me only pay 10
Doing
million.
Hata $1 million utafanya.
$1 million watambia sasa tuendele mbaya.
Kuna swali.
Niko na swali. Kashmoney.
Yes.
This episode where you guys are in the basement and this guy spanks you. So
Spanks.
that's not your bum.
That's spanking.
Double.
So you okay?
wait.
So a spank is fine.
You let someone spank you?
Yes. I mean, it was just one.
Okay.
How many takes?
No, here's the thing. Was it a naked butt?
No.
No, it was not. How many times did he
One.
grab?
Sasa sijui kama mlifanya cut I just spank vizuri.
Sinjosikia ile
Kwa wewe, hawangeongeza kwa effect.
After
No,
It has to
guys.
be real.
No, but you
Not
know,
imply.
yeah, so kissing, implied sex, nudity, and this might sound very controversial because I have no issue with this. I really don't. I do have friends in the LGBTQ community. I do. I hang with them. You do you, me, I do me. You get what I
the
mean?
gay for pay thing.
The what?
So like when Jimmy Gathu came, we were talking about the gay for pay. So you act as,
No, see, I personally would not do that.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I mean, I have... for me, it's not... Remember, it's not just SANAIPEI. I have to think about my community. I have to think about my family. I have to think about how my mom would take it and how my dad would take it and how my brother would take it because those are the most important people in my life. And I also have to look at my future. I'm looking at my future kids, for example. Like, how are they going to look at mommy doing these things? So I have to take that in consideration. I'm not saying everyone should. If you have no problem doing it today and 20 years down the line, you get your kids and you're like, oh, but this was 20 years ago. That's for you. But this is my decision. And I have absolutely no problem. Let me make this very clear. LGBTQ community, no problem. I am friends with so many.
Yeah.
But I personally cannot portray that role. Okay? Yeah. I'm done. Can I go home now?
Drug use. Can you imply a line of cocaine?
That's a very interesting one. I've never really thought about that.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about that. No.
You didn't?
I don't know. I think my mom would collapse.
Okay.
Okay.
Mambe tu uko job ni acting.
Uko job na umo mablada hivi na syringe.
No, she would collapse. I think the only things I can do are the things I'm comfortable with, number one. It starts from there before I now take it forward to like now the rest of the people.
Yeah, okay.
So if it's smoking, I can smoke. If it's pints, I can pint because, I pint. It's fine. But I mean, I can pretend to smoke weed. Never have.
Yeah.
For real. I mean, it's so funny because sometimes I meet people and they're just like, oh, I took you for like a kind of person. And I'm like, you must be crazy. Never done it. No, I mean, I've seen people crash it.
Unakaa kama hao.
No, imagine.
Lakini nikikuona siwezi kataa. Tunasema
Huwezi kataa.
Sema tu lazima
hata huyu tukitembeanga tu kila mahali anauziwa ngoma.
Sasa I mean,
Acha wewe kusema tu ukweli.
Ama anataka kununua.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it also comes down to what's this story that we're trying to tell, because I'm all about just telling true stories and the situation that's going on out there. So if it's things to do with like, sniffing coke and injecting oneself, maybe not injecting. My mom will never understand how a syringe went inside my hand, and it is a lie.
Many practicals za pharmacy.
Unamwambia
Practical za pharmacy.
sindano haikuingia, ni zile za kurudi nyuma, retractable ones. Ukidunga hivi inaingiaga tu ndani. Anasema mami, umenidanganya kweli. But that's actually a very interesting question. I've never really thought about whether I would play a druggie.
Yeah. So all these roles you've played before, they've had to check out kissing scenes and all that.
Oh yes, of course. I mean, Kashmoney, there was supposed to be something like that, but I said it from the very beginning. If you want me to do this role,
Natafuta body double.
Thank you, man. I know
Hata body double ni uongo. Body double. The audience out there
Or will not see.
doesn't like, even in the recent thing that we did, Chocolate Empire.
Yeah.
There's a part where the kanjo, like gropes me on my boobies.
Ilikuwa
No.
double ama ilikuwa.
Hiyo ni episode
that's the thing. If I
episode gani ndo nisiwatch?
Na specifically which minute?
Nisikipa hapo.
But it's bad, because if you say that it was a body double, then people feel
away
a little,
that
it
effect.
takes away that effect.
Yeah.
And if you say it was you, then guys are like,
Hey.
I remember somebody tweeted and they said, "Guy, National Treasure imeshikwa hapo." Guy.
Na si uongo.
It's true though.
That's now the
It's
Kashmoney,
so true,
because I
yeah.
remember on Twitter I saw that.
Yeah.
Because that's how I knew ulikubali kuspank.
So much wrong.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, silly.
Yeah. So how is the balance now between the music and the acting? Because I see it snowball quite often. And I can only imagine something like Kina.
Yeah,
It feels like you guys were shooting every day, no?
It was a lot for me. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I had to resign, because I asked them for some time to take a break. And they wouldn't, because on normal days, Monday through to Saturday, I would do 15 scenes a day. Yeah.
A day.
15. And I mean, if you've been in film, obviously you know that one scene is probably like 6, 7, 8 shots.
Yeah.
And that's if, the boom swinger hasn't dipped into the light. That's if a light hasn't done... and then you have to start again. Or that's if somebody has not forgotten their lines.
yeah.
And then you have to start. Because there are some directors who say, okay, let's pick it up from there. There are others who say, from tops. You're like, oh my God, are you kidding? This is a 2-pager, So I used to do a lot of scenes per day. 15, 16, 9, whatever.
That's insane.
Yani, by the time I've actually gone home, say, maybe 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's only 2 scenes. It's very rare for that to happen. Very rare. So I was very tired. 2023, I asked for a break, and they said, the show must continue. So I said, okay. So I said, I'm going to stop now. That was towards the end of season 4. So the balance with Kina was very difficult. My music suffered a lot. A lot. I mean, before this last EP that I released on Good Friday this year, I hadn't released any new music since 2021, June. Yeah. So it was quite a lot, yeah. But now I've learned the balance. I've also learned the authority to say no, I am not available. There's this word apparently didn't exist in my vocabulary back in the day. Like, I would host karaoke at night, and in the morning 6:30 I'm on set. You get what I mean? And because I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
And I understand production needs to do this. They've paid for this location. They have this kind of food and whatever. So you have to be there. And so I didn't know how to say no. But now, apparently it comes with age.
Yeah.
You're just like, by the way, you don't call me today for an interview tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or Sana, we've changed the call sheet. So can you come tomorrow for like 2 scenes? I'm like, 2 scenes is not 2 scenes.
Yeah.
Okay, you get to work at like 6:30 in the morning. That means you've left, your home at like 5:15 because Matasia is Matasia. If you leave at 6, best believe you're getting to Junction at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Matasa
So,
ni wapi?
between Gong and Kiserian.
Okay.
Did you just say where?
Ni wapi? Because you've said it a bunch of times.
It's between Ngong and Kiserian. So there's Tasia, which is Embakasi.
I know Tasia.
Side. Yeah. And then Matasia is that other side. So there, if
Next
you
time
want...
Next time Salimia Oji.
You can't miss his house.
Okay, you guys are making fun of my friend, and I don't know why you're making fun of my friend.
We love Kali.
No.
Yeah.
You're making fun of him. Don't make fun of my friend.
I was genuinely saying Umsalimia. Like, how is that fun?
Anyway. So, now you're just able to tell people, look, I can't do this on this particular day, and you cannot ask me, like, on a Monday to do a show on a Friday. It just doesn't make sense. We plan, like, for example, I have a show on the 31st of May, and I already knew that by the second last week of April, I already knew that I was doing a show on the 31st of May.
Wow.
So you can't come to me and say, oh, we were thinking maybe you can do a radio interview to, like this is Wednesday on Friday. It won't work, And I'm now able to actually say,
no,
I'm not going to test myself for people. And I've tested myself for a really long time.
Yeah. Within music specifically, like at this point, are there things you're still chasing within music? Or you just cruising?
That word chasing is very interesting.
Yeah.
If you want to chase, you will continue chasing for the rest of your life. Stop chasing. Be in the moment.
Joke.
You have it.
No,
this is universal speak. Like this is speaking to the universe. If you say, I'm chasing my dream, you're going to forever chase your dream. You have your dream. You just need to bring it into your frequency. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
It's okay. Class is in session with my bro. He's teaching me these things all the time.
Yeah.
So he says, stop saying Ati, hey, one day, I'm going to buy that car. No. You've already bought it. Feel that you're driving it. It's going to come into your frequency.
Anakulanga jaba.
You'd be surprised.
I'll be in my cab, chap, up to my Range Rover.
That's my chauffeur.
That's my chauffeur.
Chekeni too.
No, but you do have a point though.
No, I mean, let me tell you something. Manifestation is an everyday thing. Attraction is an everyday thing. You're always attracting. As you're sitting here, you are attracting something. Now, whether it's good or bad, that's up to you. Yeah. So you have to be very observant, and which is why they say be in the present. When you observe what's happening around your life, like if you're hanging with the wrong people, making you do the wrong things, or you're getting the wrong deals, or your deals are being cancelled, please be observant. It is something you are attracting. So change something about you to attract the right things that you want. You are always attracting. You think I'm making a joke. It's not a joke.
Hapo ni wewe tu. Please. Sin include mimi niko.
Unasema na wewe pia.
Mimi niko aligned. I'm aligned. Mimi niko Matasia in alignment.
Well, I know, easier said than done, and it might sound far-fetched for a lot of people, but if you've seen the evidence of that in your life, then you will believe it. But for as long as you don't believe that you can get whatever it is that you want, because you're thinking logistically, you're thinking, hey, 6.5 million. Tatoa wapi kupata hiyo gari? Huwezi jua, labda mtu anaweza kukugift akakwambia, can you do social media influencing for me and drive this car? How do you know?
That's true.
Yeah, but you're sitting there thinking logically. Don't think logically. So they say logic will take you from point A to B. Imagination will take you anywhere. So. Wow. Nimemaliza kuongea. I promise.
No, just wanna listen. Unaona sisi episode yetu ya kuongea na kuongelea the one we recorded before. Hii ni episode ya we just listen, Us is honestly to listen.
I mean, they're listening. You're just talking a lot, but that's fine.
Hivyo tu ndio niko utaniaccept. Utaniaccept
5-1.
Ni 5-5.
Moja na amechukua hiyo yako.
Ni 5-5. No, I guess then maybe to paraphrase the question within music would be, are there specific things within music that you still wanna, like you're working towards or you want to achieve? Ama you're already at that point where, for you, you're just cruising?
I think musically as a performer, I want to do better in terms of performing. Okay. I want to have more stage presence. I want to do more on stage, not just walk from this corner to that corner and that corner to that corner and say, hey, Maze, nimetoka perform, Maze. And there's nothing you've done. You just, so I want to have a really, really proper stage performance.
Learn kupiga sama.
Si ati sijui.
Okay.
Ni vile saa nyingine. Chris Breezy kind of things, right?
Bro.
Musically, what would I like to do?
Yeah.
I think I'd like people to pay more attention to what we're saying. It's been a struggle for that. I'm lucky that I have fans who actually pay attention to what I'm saying. Of course, there's the greater majority. I mean, the other day, even when I released these songs, I had some people saying, sidi majenzi tunapendaga beat, lakini aki SANAIPEI, bado tunakupenda. Yani unaongeaga mambo za sense, you know. I wish people would pay more attention to understand, because we put in so much work into, you know, making music that relates to you, you know. Would I like to go global? Yes, I would, but for the right reasons and the right way and with the right people. Yeah. I'm not looking to do amazing collaborations with like the known names. There are so many unknown people who are so good at what they do. For me, it's all about creating good music with the right vibes. It's not about performing with like the biggest and the best and whatever. Kwanza all the biggest and the best, njo tumembe, we, chonga.
I thought there's something in my hair.
No, you know, there is.
It's nice to look at now.
It's very scary, by the way. I will be honest with you. It's quite, no, but you know, so that's, I think.
Some are scary in a good way.
Scary. You'd be surprised.
Boo.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, would we like to go global? Yes, we would, but we would not compromise our dignity to get there. Yeah, and I'm not interested in that at all.
With the acting schedule, do you still write music like actively?
I write music in my car when I'm driving, stuck in traffic. That's when I listen to my lyrics. Like I remember the last time, to my tracks. The last time I was here, I was recording a song with, I probably shouldn't mention because I'm not sure whether he wants to talk about it.
Okay.
But, and he probably will not
next week,
he will not be happy to hear it. But I actually wrote that song on my way from Matasia to here.
You need distance.
Because
you had enough time.
Let me tell you what is different. You see, when it's your own song, you already have an idea of how you want it to sound and what kind of lyrics you want to put.
Gotcha.
But when somebody has told you, look, this is what I'm trying to sing about, this is the kind of idea I'm trying to portray, so you have to follow what they're trying to do, it becomes more difficult. You can't just put down words, you know. You have to also come here and think, will he accept? Will he agree? So you have to make sure that you're doing the right thing, even as you're driving from there and trying to maneuver traffic and not being caught by the traffic cops, you know, because you're there on your phone, play again, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wrote that song while driving here and he loved it.
That's a flex.
You know, but there's no time. I don't think I have time to sit and actually listen to tracks and write. I listen in my car or when I'm doing laundry. Yeah.
Definitely.
Sorry, that sounds so bougie. Nikiosha nguo.
No.
Nikifua.
Hakuna kufua.
Nikifua.
Unafua nguo?
Of course.
Na hizi makucha. Sema
Guys.
tu
Kwani
kweli.
mnadhani these are
Kwani
short?
unaosha hivi?
This is not difficult. Si unafua na hapa. Kwani nyinyi mnafua na hivi?
Mimi sifui nguo, just for the record.
Oh, there we go. Mimi naosha paka sufuria jamani.
Ay, good for you.
There are no breaks with my mother. Who are you? SANAIPEI Tande
who?
is on stage. When she lives there, she is Sana. Nipeleke
So kwa
huko.
sufuria.
Nenda ukanunulie makaa. Why don't you? Really? Oh yeah. Yeah. At home, it is not SANAIPEI. Like you, utawasha jiko. Upendo usipende.
Hey. We need to have a discussion with your
Honestly,
mom.
because, yeah.
No. I'm her daughter first. Then
Yeah.
I'm your celeb then.
That is insane. Mimi nikakupata tu kuna nunua makai tumetuma na mama yako.
Mpasho, ghafla, they all got
Because
You know, that's the interesting thing. Like, I would not even be bothered if they took a photo of me in Matasia buying ati makaa, ama nimeenda butchery, nimeenda kununua mapafu. Mnajua mapafu? Mahori.
Mahori ni?
Lungs.
Mnakulanga lungs?
Tunaenda kununulia nene.
Mimi sijaona lungs
Paka.
kiuza.
Oh, paka inakula lungs.
Yeah, I remember my nephew saw me handling those things. Nimejaa damu huku kote, nimetoa tu mapafu, nimeweka hapa. He's like, Tana, can I ask you a question? I'm like, yes, Baba. Are you a celebrity? Yes.
Then act like it.
And he asked me, what kind of celeb are you? You know, because for him, he's a footballer. So he's all about Cristiano Ronaldo and whatever. And he's seeing all these people with the subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he's like, Sana, what is that you're doing? So I'm like, Baba, I'm talking to him without looking. I'm taking the mapafu and putting it in the bag so I can put it in the freezer. And he's like, what kind of celebrity? That question made me laugh so hard. I cried and I asked my brother, have you heard what he's asking me?
What kind of celebrity are you?
Yeah, but I would never mind. I would not mind because when I'm not performing, when I'm not doing all these other things that make me a so-called celebrity, I do things for far more. So, mtanipata pale Kanyara Markets. Nikitembea na maadhe huko kwa ma streets. Yeah, it's all good.
But that's why, because,
Umefunga leso.
Nimefunga leso kwa kuwa.
Hiyo ni Kiswahili.
Kwa kuwa yani mbona?
Kwa kuwa, kwa nini? Kwa sababu.
Si ndio watu wasome. Ile methali.
You guys need to give this guy a joke. I was about to say a jot. But it's okay. It's okay.
You pia too, we can organize. We can organize. Then the karaoke thing. Because I feel like you're probably the only person who would literally be on tour for karaoke. Unajua kuna make sense. Unajua normally like saizi Biana kontua anaenda kuimba ngoma zake. Wewe sasa ulikuwa nakulipa ukuje kuimba ngoma za watu wengine and you have your own music.
I know.
And it would be like coast wapi ama like see you because I see you doing karaoke everywhere, but I'm like coast Nairobi, I'm like
Yeah. Well, I mean it's karaoke and then there's this new thing that started with Replay, which is hosting old school R&B. Yeah.
Yes.
And when they started that, then everybody took it over. SANAIPEI, we need you in Meru. SANAIPEI, we need you in Kisumu. SANAIPEI,
so that's what would happen.
Yeah, so now I have to ask, you need me for karaoke or to perform my own music or to host R&B?
Yeah.
So they have to specify before I can actually say. But this R&B thing it's gone viral for me. Like I need to stop.
I don't think so.
No. Okay. You tell me why you don't think I need to stop, and then I'll tell you why I need to stop.
You said no.
Okay, let's
We just don't want you to stop. There's no reason.
I wish we had a better reason. Yeah, since you like
We're very selfish.
very selfish with it.
Okay, so when it comes to karaoke, so for me, I'm very hands-on when I do my karaoke. Sometimes somebody will tell me, "Oh, you're the host. Okay, why are you walking around giving people their shots of tequila?" But I'm like, but these people are here to attend my karaoke. I can't be that host who's sitting in the corner over there. Ati, who wants to sing what? Ebu nilete your karatasi. And then I give it to the DJ. I walk around. I talk to the people. I encourage them to sing. Sometimes I sing with them. And when they sing a song, I give them a free shot of tequila. And I take it there with their lemon and their sugar and their what. And I serve it to them. And they like that. That interpersonal kind of relationship. But there are people who feel that as SANAIPEI, it kind of waters down your brand. And I can understand it from that perspective. But for as long as I'm going to host karaoke, I am going to be that interactive with my people. Gotcha. I don't want them to feel like, she's such a celeb, by the way, you can't even talk to her. I hate that. So I do have a couple of people who've told me, Sana sasa hii karaoke itabidi umequit. Itabidi umequit kama unataka kubuild brand yako. Because, okay, so look at it from this way. If I have a concert and people have to pay on like a Saturday, and then on a Thursday, I'm doing karaoke somewhere that's free.
Yeah.
Where are they coming to
why
pay
am I
on
paying?
Saturday?
And I can see you Thursday.
When I know where to find her every week for free. So I have that, decision that I have to make now because, let's face it, I can do karaoke in my sleep. I honestly can. If I could do it from Matasi, I would. Honestly, I mean, I've done it for what? Before I quit in 2020, I had done 33 clubs in 13 years. So it's not such a job for me, I enjoy it. Yes, I enjoy interacting with people sometimes.
Before they take quick.
I mean, I've been manhandled so many times, even by Chiles. You didn't let me sing. I'm like, I just took the mic from you. You just finished singing. What is wrong with you? Zimeshika mbaya. But you understand where people are coming from. But the thing is this, now I have to decide between, do I want to build the brand, the SANAIPEI brand, as the musician, the performer, or do I want to continue being easily accessible? Yeah, so. Lakini kama kuna kitu sikushika. Mall concept.
Hey,
mall concept. I used to avoid that question. Like how you have chemistry, section A, section B.
Yeah.
Section B, mall concept. Una skip, move on to the next thing.
But B, that had options.
A,
Section-
B is connected to A, which is connected to C.
No, so-
you failed the whole thing.
No, but it's like math
don't
paper
remember that,
1.
yeah.
You had A where you had to answer all the questions,
Yeah.
and then B is where you pick 8 out of the what?
Maybe
there were
4 out of 8.
No, there were
5
8
out of 8.
8 out of 12 questions.
It will look 5 out of 8.
Yetu ilikuwa 5 out of 8.
1992. Okay.
Damn.
Hatukuwa tumezaliwa.
Next question.
But also,
Aki mmenifanya nimeongea paka nimeisha mate. Guy,
how much more time do you have?
I do not have time. What time did we start?
I think minutes to 2.
You are lying.
I
How
swear
long
to
have you
God.
been
Ati?
talking?
You be quiet. Somebody else. Aki, no, we
No,
started
like
a
you
long
started
time
minutes
ago.
to 2.
1 hour 25. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have 5 minutes.
Damn. Quick fire.
Yeah, sawa.
Kali.
Come on, 5
No,
minutes
don't
is
do
up.
don't do quick fire, please, for the love of God. I can't think that quickly. Are you seeing? I said 5 minutes and everyone was shocked over there. You guys don't want me to go.
No.
No.
No. Darling, with me, girl.
Ametoa nguo huko.
Ameambia don't leave, alafu ana leave.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sana, I have a very weird question. Mulikuwa mnaenda club mkiwa mmevaa hivi? Kitambo.
No.
Why?
Which club are you going to? So what would you change into if you were going to the club, like today?
Give her the mic.
A crop top is simple. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Handkerchief.
Handkerchief. High waist, low waist jeans.
Lowest na
Nice is nice.
So a crop top and low waist. I mean, that's just going back in the days, like Destiny's Child, right? I mean, I never dressed like that for sure. I used to wear those checked kind of shirts.
Mlikuwa mnakaa business casual to 7 p.m.
Apana. No, I'm talking about, you remember like how TLC used to dress?
Yes.
Like with those checkered kind of things and their tank tops, but they've covered.
Yeah.
Those backless things, sijui string unapitisha huku unaleta sijui. No. I mean, I've never done that. Even today, like I'm really debating because I'm just like, so I'm going to Blue Martini for
R&B?
It's a grown up
and
vibe
sexy.
kind of thing. Yeah, grown and sexy. They call it grown vibe.
Utakuwa from what time?
From
We shall be
10:30.
there from?
From 10:30
Okay.
to 1:30. And you should have seen me going through my closet. I'm like, oh my God.
Una shoestrings huko.
Old. Everything is so covered, you know. I have this policy where if you're going to show the up, don't show the down.
SANAIPEI, that's classy.
Don't show the
If you're
down.
gonna show the bottom,
Yeah.
cover the up. It's
Exactly.
simple.
Like you can wear
Onyesha
hapana.
kila kitu.
Have some tact at least.
Onyesha kila kitu.
Ati nini?
Handkerchief mbili.
Aya,
Ya hapa
hapana,
na hapa
hapana,
tu.
have some
Done.
tact.
Kama utaonesha
Dressing.
mapaja, usioneshe.
Cover the up. That's
Kama
the basic
utaonesha
of
huku,
fashion.
finika chini yote. I mean, give something.
Some imagination.
Yeah, I
Jesus
know.
Christ.
But I'll still imagine.
It's okay.
No, you will not. But no, we didn't dress like that. No, I mean, I know I'm decent, but Jesus Christ, that's some church wear.
Damn. Umeitwa SDA.
She looks like a what? A Monday.
Like
But
if
she's
days,
dressed like a
so
Monday.
if days would dress, this is what Monday would look like.
I wonder what Friday would look like. Oh my God.
In the days before payday.
No. This can't be days before payday.
Ile umesota nguo zako zote chafu.
Let me tell you how you dress days before payday.
Yeah.
You've got to show your boss a little bit of titties so that he might add a bonus.
Ini kampani
I heard
gani
you.
To apply kwa boss.
I don't advocate for that. I do not advocate for that. My guy, if you're not going to be given a bonus because of how much you work, forget about
forget
that.
it.
But
Forget about
honestly,
it.
pia tuseme tu kweli. Saa zingine, if you employ people, pia wakuja wamedu wanakaa vizuri saa zingine, waongeze tu pesa. Juu anakaa vizuri.
Kwa nini muongeze pesa?
Juu anakaa vizuri.
So mwambie tu, you look very good today.
Haitoshi.
Bas. See enough.
Kama wapendi words of information.
Affirmation.
I would hate for my
Amesema
boss.
you show a little direct deposits.
At Double D's need direct deposit. Nigga.
Wow. I should be getting a lot of those then. I should.
Kaleo sulisema na manifest. Leo tuna manifest. Uko penye wapi unaenda?
Blue Martini.
A triple double deposit.
Wow.
Time.
I'm so done with you guys. I don't even.
Hey.
Wait, maliza
boss.
maswali yako.
Go, okay, wait, before we get to carry lost in the sauce.
First of all, I don't understand. Kwa nini wewe ndio
Sasa si tumerudi hapa. Sasa si we're getting to one of the favorite shows.
Swali moja tangu tuanze.
Tuko sawa. Sana. We are fine.
Show ni yako na tujui.
Isho ni yetu.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
So, tell us the character you play on thingy, Chocolate Empire.
On Thingy? Did you just call my show Thingy?
No. Tell us about the character you play on Chocolate
okay.
Empire.
So Chocolate Empire, an adaptation of a show from South Africa called Rockville.
Mm-hmm.
And I play the character that's played by Connie Ferguson, who is behind the show itself.
Mm-hmm.
She's called Mavis on that show. I'm called Margaret in this one. I'm a God-fearing woman, a church lady, a widow. Yes. Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
I'm a widower. I'm a mother of two daughters who end up doing some very, very crazy things that I cannot accept. And I beat them a lot in this show. And,
only one. There's one who really gets a lot of beating.
No.
That's the errors of the show.
So, I mean, obviously it revolves around Jimmy's character, which is JB. And he's a family man who has a criminal past and he's trying to put things together, but he finds himself being dragged back into the criminal life. And it's just mistake after the other. And he finds himself back down in that hole. He's losing his family. He's messing up at work. And then, ends up crossing paths with me because my first daughter ends up working at his it's not.
You call it a club, though.
No, that's the thing. Like, I really don't want to call it an escort service because
club
it definitely is not. There's a brothel somewhere there. So this is how we end up crossing paths because then he starts, getting involved with my daughter. I don't want to really
give too much.
Give too
much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my character is Margaret. I am, that church lady who also has the attention of our pastor. Who loves me. But I love my husband.
Girl, he gone. Bye.
No.
I love you too.
Unfortunately, you still here.
And I'm gonna be here.
Yeah, so that's I mean, for me it's very different because the first role that I ever did that was this humble was Aziza. And that was my first main role. And then I became Nana Tandala. And then I went into Kashmoney as Georgina. Yeah. And all these characters after Aziza were boss lady, money lady, whatever, calling the shots, nini. So for me, this is so nice because I get to just be simple. And I love the being simple. I love the outfits, actually. They don't have to be tight. No, I do. Oh, no. You see, this is the thing. People think I like these tight things. They are tiring. When you have to wear a body shaper for like 12 hours.
Damn.
God damn. By the time you remove it, you've got lines on your body.
Body shaper, swear uko na shape already.
Hapana, please. I grew big, thanks. So, no, as in there's parts that need to be...
Body shape ni gani?
In a cinched...
In a squeezing the manyamas. You still don't get it.
I know the gani.
No, what up?
You're tuna fight. Tukikat hapa nje.
So, like with Aziza, I didn't have to do that. I was really small.
Yeah.
I was very small in Aziza. In fact, it's only after Kina that I realized, oh my God, I have added quite a bit of weight.
Yeah.
But with Chocolate Empire, I love my outfits because they're very free.
Yeah.
obviously.
Very motherly.
I know.
No, they are too motherly. So they're too kweli.
No, they're too motherly for who?
For everyone.
No.
Okay, at least they put you that and then in like a nice bust down. God.
But that's my character. That's what I'm supposed to be playing. And I remember one time my mom saw an episode and she's like, she died of laughter. I'm like, Mommy, you're actually laughing at me. And she's like, Mommy, unafanana na Madia.
Exactly!
Wait, that's how you dress on the show? 'Cause
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. But I'm
Oh,
gonna
there's
watch
one
it.
outfit, a yellow one, first of all, with
Yo, alafu umefunga sijui na kitambaa, and then those tukalika. Oh, I was like, by the way,
On
wamekukosea.
set,
Mama
do you
wasn't
get
checking.
a chance to decide wardrobe or no? That's
I don't
completely
decide.
decided.
I don't decide. I know there's sometimes you can be on set and there's some actors who will say,
don't
look,
decide.
this doesn't flatter me.
Okay.
I don't look good in this. Me, I go with the flow. It is not my job.
Okay, but you're
By the way,
Put it on and go.
I mean, of course, I always, like, I do have rules. For example, like, if I have to dress in those sexy kind of things, I will tell you, look, this is too short. Okay? I'll tell you, this is too bustious. I'm not very comfortable because I might bend and then things just like, and I'll be honest, but it's more from a tailoring kind of side as opposed to SANAIPEI is not like, you know, like I'll be telling you, I can feel it. The seam is going. It's out there. You get what I mean?
What's out there?
Oh my God. Really? Do I have to like draw a picture?
If you can.
But
patient.
when I get on set, my job is to know my lines, to understand my character, and to portray it the way that it's supposed to be portrayed. Leave the hair people to do what they have to do. Leave the wardrobe people. Do not complain and say, you can obviously say, "Ai, iko wazi kidogo, I'm not too comfortable, nifungie kidogo," you know. But don't tell somebody, this dress doesn't bring out who I am.
Yeah.
This is not you. This is the character that is being portrayed. Yeah, so don't come there thinking, Ati, oh, but you know, SANAIPEI as a brand, this is not what I said. Psh, are you mad? Kama utaekwa miguu chuma, tembea miguu chuma, ukimbia huko nje. That is what acting is about. You are portraying a completely different character. So me, I don't make those decisions.
Okay.
Yeah. Hata makeup, ukinipaka vibaya, ni sawa.
Nikaenda tu hivyo.
I have no problem. It's not my job.
It's a character.
It's not my job.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for making time to
You're welcome.
release. I appreciate it. Karibu tena.
Oh, here?
Usikue hivyo. Basi acha tuendelee kidogo.
No, I've had a fantastic time.
I hope you had
have.
fun.
I
hope you had
did.
fun, yeah.
I did.
Karibu
I just
tena.
hope I look my eyes open.
Can I see?
No, you people and your gilbies. And your gilbies. No, but it's been great. Thank you so much for having
Thank
me.
you for coming.
I've had a good time. I vibed a lot. Edit it out.
Nothing. There's nothing.
no
Honestly, no, we don't edit anything.
real?
Nasikia umeovershare.
Hey, bado sijaovasha.
Iko sawa.
There are some things I could have told you.
But
Now, let's save those for now. The next
Next
time.
time.
Na yote record usiku.
We save for next time.
Yeah, we save them for next
Okay,
time.
I'll let you know.
Wajuzuri unakuanga tu hapa.
kupata single.
But you know, this is like a new home. I come here all the time.
That's what I'm saying. What kuja and you find this tuko chini main studio.
Tunaingia cheetah style. Tunakufuata tu ukikimbia.
I love it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, man. All the best this year. We love what you do. We support you. And
Asante.
Karibu tena sana.
Asanteni sana.
Aya.
Mwass, Mariah, what's your name again? Chaxy.
Yes.
Thanks for coming through, Sana.
Forgive.
Hey, una forgive haraka.
Hey, of course.
This was good.
Anyway, SANAIPEI or my wife. Episode 262. We are
Over 26. This is the
This is the Brunch Club.
Over 26. Welcome back to
The mics are closed.
Now, when you watch it, you'll understand.